All right, so Daenerys Targaryen, the mother of dragons, the breaker of chains, and all that cool stuff, finally turned into the Mad Queen. Finally, I'll be the first to admit I was never a fan of Daenerys from day one. I never liked her character. I always thought that she came off as a spoiled brat, and I always was hoping that she would go Mad Queen at the end of this story. I was hoping and praying, and it finally happened. Finally. Thank God. Now, how they got to her heel turn, which is a wrestling term for turning bad, for those of you who don't watch wrestling, was actually really bad. And I'll get into that a little bit later on. It was really rushed. But it's awesome, man. It's great because, she was built up to be this great female, strong leader, in this feminist world that we're currently living in, and it was beautiful just to see her completely collapse and descend into just pure madness and just show her true colors and burn everyone. And all those people who they named their children, their daughters, Daenerys or Khaleesi, or they named their pets. This is great. This is great. I wonder if people are gonna go out now and with their kids and file for name changes, man. Oh man, it was so good. It was so good, man. I was just laughing and laughing and laughing. So I had been saying since the beginning of the show that Daenerys was unhinged and that she was crazy and eventually she would just fall apart. The signs were there. It's just that the last couple seasons, I don't think they built it up properly, with the exception of her, burning Randall Tarley and his son. That was the only that probably was the only sign recently in the show where she was a little bit unhinged. But you could always say that she was justified and everything she did, even all the people that she killed and set on fire. Yeah, it was ruthless, but there was a justification behind it. These weren't just innocent people that she killed, so you could understand it. So that was always the argument, like, well, no, she's not really unhinged, because these people, they didn't bend the knee, or they were doing cruel things. So she was just merciless with them. But when she got to King's Landing, man, and I I can't stop laughing. It was just hilarious. All these people were surprised, and I wasn't, including Jon. Including Jon Snow. Why was he surprised? Everybody around him was telling him this was gonna happen. And now you're shocked and you're surprised. And the bells start ringing and then she just snaps and just starts burning everybody for like 30 minutes, which was a bit of overkill. I was like, why the hell is she still burning people? Like I think she made her point, whatever point she was trying to make. But but the whole her turning crazy was, you could tell it was rushed. They didn't have enough episodes to do it properly. You would have had I think you would have needed probably a full season, if not 2 seasons, to build that up. It just felt rushed. It didn't feel natural. It really wasn't well. It wasn't executed. I don't mind that they got to the Mad Queen. That's what I wanted. But the execution of it was just very, very poor. And that's why I think most people are actually upset about, that the writing, the way we got here was really, really, really stupid. That I can't defend. But when she had that scene with Jon, where Jon is saying, that he loves her, you'll always be my queen, and she says, am I just your queen? And she kisses him, and then like he kind of pulls back, and then she has that look on her face that's not a good look, and she said, then it's fear then. I said, oh man, this girl is about to burn everybody. She's gonna burn them all. And it was glorious. But again, the execution, how they got there was just really terrible. But hey, we got here, man. This was the final boss. She became the secret boss. Everybody thought she was a hero. I knew that she would go Mad Queen eventually. I had that feeling, and I wanted to see it, and it happened. But the explanation from the producers was just terrible. Dan and Dave, or Dumb and Dumber, as they're being called now on the internet. I mean, these guys are a joke. They're talking about how, she doesn't really have the support system anymore because, the people she cared about died, or she feels betrayed. So basically, they're saying that she's just weak-minded, that she needs a crutch, she needs somebody to lean on. When this whole time they were building her up, that she was very strong mentally, at least not physically because she doesn't fight, but very mentally strong. She had gone through all this stuff, and she still had a good heart at the end of the day. And what she actually did is very much out of character, like her, which is why I said it was the way they built it up was poorly, because again, everything she had done prior to this was justified. You never got the impression that she would just start killing innocent people, and they don't even really say that she went, it's just because she's Targaryen and because of the genetics and everything, the incest and so on, that she had a predisposal to being crazy, to being mad. They don't even, the producers didn't even say that. They just said, well, because, she didn't have the people around, she needed people like that. These guys don't even know what the hell they're doing, man. These guys are idiots, man. They ruined Jon Snow, and they pretty much, they ruined Daenerys in the sense that it doesn't feel right. The way they built it up doesn't feel right. And that's the problem, again, that's the problem that a lot of people have with this whole Mad Queen thing. And what I thought would have been a cool twist too is if she had ordered Grey Worm to kill Jon, and he tried to kill Jon during that battle. I thought that would have been another awesome element, but they didn't do that for whatever reason. I guess she still loves Jon, even though she told Tyrion that Jon betrayed her, and she realizes that Jon doesn't love her. So I don't even know what the hell is gonna happen next episode. I have no idea. I'm sure the ending will be terrible, because this season has been a complete disaster. If like the only way to get to Cersei was that she had to burn some innocent people, it would have made more sense than her just burning people just because she's crazy. But that's the route that that's the route they wanted to go. But a lot of people are upset, man. I mean, I'd be upset too if I named my daughter or my pet after a after a homicidal maniac. And I wonder if Dan and Dave are they sexist? Because they just showed everybody if you put a woman in charge, it's gonna end it's gonna end real badly for everybody. For everybody. But anyway, that's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think, whether you like the Mad Queen heel turn, whether you hated it. Let me know. I appreciate it, man. Like, share, and subscribe. And this is Mike from Bensonhurst. Keep banging.